it's just cool. Anytime alumni are together, we'll be there.
Good.
Welcome to the Tuck Shop Podcast, everybody. We're back for another week. Hi, David.
Hello, Matthew. How are you?
I'm a lot less tired than you are. You've been putting
Yeah.
in the hours, helping us out.
You gotta love this place, man.
We've had men's basketball, we've had women's basketball, we've had volleyball, we've had water line breaks.
Yeah, we've had a lot of sports ball action here, alumni action, so it's good.
Yeah, no. Those are always fun. You said you got a good turnout. And yeah.
Getting them together at the Pete, and I'll say it again. We're not going to talk about what happened on the court. I do want to know where Coach Shaq got her shoes because they were nice. They were nice. Love the shoes.
Anyway, well, that's good. But I was just looking at the calendar because it's today's the 29th when we air this.
Yeah.
1, 2. That's only 7 more episodes.
Till
and
the end of the
end of the term, and then that's it. We're wrapping this up quick.
Yeah.
The fall has gone fast. It helps when you don't have fall. It just is 80 and sunny, and then all of a sudden cold.
Yeah, it's been fast and dry.
But no, cool stuff. Doesn't mean we're done.
No,
by any stretch of the imagination. I'm real excited with. We have our game, our Johnstown Tomahawks game for everyone in the Johnstown region, or if you want to take a little bit of a trip into town, come see a hockey game. November 15th. Tickets, there'll be a link in the description for that on the site.
And it's on the Facebook page.
On the Facebook page. It's on LinkedIn.
I believe, too. Dropped it there.
And we'll hit that again, just kind of keep that fresh in people's minds. But we have that coming up, which is really cool. Also, I found out yesterday, I confirmed, or on Sunday, I confirmed at the Air Force Association brunch we had. It's still wild to me. I'm a member of the Air Force Association. But that will also be the weekend that they honor veterans
here
at the arena.
Oh, cool!
Yeah,
cool.
So there'll be some events to during the game,
yeah.
And we got a special something interesting coming from the association for one of the period breaks.
I do. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, I know what they've been working on, and I don't want to spoil too much.
You signed that. You say they like there's a production crew.
They're honest to God, I actually may invite Russ and the gang over to talk about it when they see it, because what the work that they'll do.
Okay.
So
who's they?
There's a group.
No, you just give them a name. You don't have to.
No. Let me just say that there's a group of folks from the association who are enthusiast members, engineering kind of stuff, and they've done something really cool.
I just thought that I like when you say they, like it's in production.
There is something in production,
like our people.
Oh no, not a UPJ thing.
That's what. Okay.
This is from the Air Force.
So that's
chapter 221 of the Air Force Association. That's gonna be cool, but it's gonna be a nice overlap of a night. I'm real excited.
Do want to mention? I don't think we talked about this just real quickly because it's I don't know why this just popped in my head, but it did. I want to thank again Brian Houston and his staff and engineering.
Oh yeah,
for the engineering, inviting us. Really, people, it's somebody will do this. They'll invite the association. They'll invite institutional advancement, and it's really to be in the midst of. Gosh, I don't know how many exhibitors he had, but he had close to 60-ish or so alum that had showed up. We were able to move some swag. You obviously heard of them on the podcast, but I just want to, a shout out. Thank you for that. So if there's things like that, if it can be fit into the schedule and alum are going to be there, we're more than happy to show up and engage. So I do want to thank him and his staff. Because it was really great to see them. There's a couple of pictures that I've not had time to share, but he sent me the group photo of all the engineers that were there. I mean, it was it was an impressive day.
No, it's great
size.
to work. He was really excited, and we've already started talking about some stuff he needs us for the spring. It's just cool. Anytime alumni are together, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Because we like doing that and helping out, and it's neat to talk to them and kind of connect and hear their stories across the board. So that's fun. Kind of in that same vein, we've been invited back. So at the end of the term here, in a couple weeks, we're going to be at the Student Teacher Showcase as well. So if you're an education alum and like that, we're gonna be at the fall event for the education division. So those are good things coming up. Like I said, the hockey as well. And then on Wednesday, October 29th, so tonight, as this airs.
Oh, yes.
You can come to campus if you'd like and hear Rob D'Amici, who is the retired executive VP, executive vice president and CFO of UPMC talk. He's talking to a bunch of our students.
Correct.
But also it's a open for folks who are interested to hear his talk about leadership and experience in his career. That's going to be Wednesday the 29th, so tonight at 7 o'clock at the Murtha Center on campus here.
Yeah, it's funny to hear. I think he graduated a year before me.
87.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What was he's retired.
Retired. and I know what your
for him.
title.
I
I
mean,
know what your title is, David, and
it ain't retired.
it is not retired.
Nor
executive.
Good for him.
Nor
I mean,
VP,
no, great.
VP or CFO.
But again, it's like when and Rob's no stranger to UPJ. I mean,
No, not at all.
We just discovered him or whatever. But I mean, when you see those, and again, I'm going to plug again. When you see that, you see, look, these are people that went on to do, really, noticeable things in the community out there. And I'm just going to one last plug again. As we continue to expand the business directory, these are people that own their own companies.
Mm-hmm.
These are people that I talk to alum every day that have gone on and are running, a lawyer with 4 offices throughout the state. A doctor with several offices, even the younger alum, when you start to talk to some of the younger alum and they're on their way up, they've gotten out. But so I guess the point I'm trying to make is it's something to be proud of because it is an impressive group. One day, who knows, we may all be retired. I guess that's the goal, but
Speak for yourself. I'm never leaving this job.
I don't think I'm gonna make it. So
you're not going to make it. I'm never going to leave.
Retirement, that is.
Pretty cool stuff across the board. I'm also super excited about today's interview. If you remember a handful of weeks back, we heard from Tony Golden, who has made it kind of his life mission to continue his friends and his group of comrades from his time here at UPJ. Not all alum, but when
they all did attend.
They all
attended here. They may have finished their careers in other universities.
But they always think of us as home. They
this
come
is
back.
this is their alma mater. They really, truly come back because they feel that they definitely had a belonging here.
Yeah. So we when they were on campus this summer, we had a whole bunch of interested folks who wanted to sit down and talk to us, and I want to run our conversation that I had with David Bigbee, which goes by Newt.
Yeah, Newt, I haven't. That was one of the interviews that I was not within earshot, so I'm kind of interested in hearing.
They're all interesting.
They all are, but when you don't hear it, everything's a surprise. I mean,
that's true.
Tony's stories I'd heard several times. Tony, I kind of knew where Tony was going to talk about. Newt, David Newt Bugbee. Have not heard his complete story, so I'm kind of interested myself to.
It's pretty fun, and they're a great group, and it's certainly something that we wanted to share with you all.
Yep.
So we're going to go to that again. If you need a hold of me, if you have an idea for a show, if you think you're going to would be a great guest, just a couple weeks ago we had an alum on, Paul, who wanted to just kind of reached out and said, "Hey,
sure,
I think my story's kind of cool," and he actually came and sat with us and had a great talk.
Another alum that owns its own business.
Yep, exactly. So you think that's cool? You got a great idea for us? You have a little anecdote you want to share? My email's in the description. David's email's in the description. Anytime you need to reach out.
I'll throw an idea out there. I'd like to see, again, and I don't want to go too long here, but, we talk about, alum that own their own businesses. In the last 3 years, I've been able to identify a lot of alum that have written their own books or have done their own art. It would be great if you're get on the podcast. I know, Christmas reading time's coming up, holiday time's coming up. It would be great to talk to some of the authors.
Add us to the book tour is effectively David's pitch, and I love it.
Yeah, really,
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I mean, there are some really, some really talented authors out there. So, we'd love if you're out there and you're an artist or an author. We'd love to have you on the show. That's going to be my pitch.
And again, best way to do that is our emails in the description here. And when you go look at the podcast, it'll show you our little blurb. Take note, by the way, I don't think anyone has ever commented. I come up with a unique, funny name for each episode.
That is true.
But anyway, that's fun. Also, the link there, you can get your tickets, discount tickets for the hockey game too. So you can pop on those. And don't forget, hopefully, if you get this early in your feed and you find it interesting, come on out tonight and listen to Rob D'Amici. Other than that, let's go over and hear from Newt. Today, I'm excited to have Newt Bugbee on the show. Newt, how are you?
I'm well.
Welcome to the podcast. What year did you graduate from UPJ?
I graduated in 1974.
What was your major?
I was an English Lit major.
What made you choose English Lit?
I've always been really good with words, and I started out as a poli-sci major because I thought it just seemed more managerial in its scope. And after my sophomore year, I just realized I was more of a creative person. So I gravitated towards English literature so I could learn more about especially contemporary writers from like Mark Twain forward, Scott Fitzgerald, Hemingway, and Southern writers. I had wonderful teachers for those subjects, and I took all the other required courses like Shakespeare and Chaucer and that sort of stuff. English, Romantic, poets. All those things were good, but I should have explored junior year abroad a little bit harder.
So you thought of something. You thought of doing it, but you never had a chance.
Yeah, I'm kind of a late bloomer that way. So I didn't I didn't know, or I didn't know how to seek out like certain opportunities and stuff, and that I could have made myself available to, and I just for one reason or another.
Where would you have wanted to go do your semester abroad?
Oh, I would love to go to England and Scotland and Ireland, probably. But I was when I graduated. After I graduated, I was pretty much open to do anything, and I spent an entire year after I graduated just traveling the country. So.
That had to be really interesting to see and take in these different sites, and especially at a time that would have been very... doing that today is a very different experience.
Well, at that time, the job market wasn't as diverse as it is now. I mean, the jobs were in auto plants or steel plants, or they were that kind of work, or they, personally, I didn't have a resume that would, be an instant fit. So I moved around the country. I stayed with friends sometimes, and then I journaled and I preserved my writing, and in 1980, which was 6 years after college, I lived at the beach. I lived at the beach for a couple summers and played volleyball on the beach every day and that sort of thing. And then I met somebody at a fraternity party of my brother's at Lehigh University, and he offered me a job in advertising as a full-time writer. And after that, I never looked back.
And you did that for your career?
I spent my entire career in advertising and marketing. And I along the way, I've attended film school in the International Film and Video Workshop in Maine. Became a direct marketing expert through the American Marketing Association. Wow. And I was actually something I'm not necessarily that proud of, but at one time I was kind of like the junk mail king of the world. I had one month I had 600 million pieces of direct mail in the mail in 1 month. That was the height of it. Sometime in the 90s, can't remember that it was. And then I freelanced for a while. That if you're in business, that 2008 downturn was a real deal, and people were shedding jobs. And my boss offered me a group of clients that they really could no longer keep. But they were willing to pay
work with you
what I said. What I was offering, and I had a good relationship with them, so I had some really good clients during that time. It was a time though where there were no fish in the water. Right? Yeah. Nobody was buying anything, and so I went back into corporate. I did that till like 2011, and then I went back into corporate and worked. I worked for a little company called J.P. Morgan Chase and Co.
They've hired a graduate or two.
Yeah, I think maybe people have heard of them. But I did that till 2017, and then I wrapped it up.
That's I'm still shocked about that number of mailers. That's going to be. That's just, imagine that sheer volume is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
What, kind of going back a little bit, what made you come to UPJ?
Well, I was accepted at Penn State in Erie, I think.
Okay.
I was accepted here at Johnstown, and my stretch school didn't accept me. And I was accepted to some small college in Virginia, but we toured here, and I liked it a lot. And the 750 acres of woods really appealed to me at that time. So I used to hike a lot and run through the woods and stuff.
Where did you come from at that point? You weren't local.
No, I'm from a little town outside of Allentown, Pennsylvania, called Catasauqua, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little canal town. Mm-hmm. It was before the railroads went in. It was very important to the coal industry because all the barges had to go through the Catasauqua Canal to get down to Easton so they could free float down to Philadelphia on the Delaware. So it was, it was the people there who had the canals before the railroads went in made a lot of money. They had, because they had a captive audience. People had to use their canals to get their stuff to the big market.
It's something it's a fun part of Pennsylvania history that kind of gets buried sometimes when you think about it. We hear the interstate system and the turnpike in Pennsylvania. Then before that, the railroad. But before that stuff, those waterways, those canals
canal culture.
They were it. And they made such an impact, and you had to have them.
Yeah, and the Lehigh River is innavigable. Is that a word? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just so shallow in some parts that you just can't get
do
a
it.
tonnage down there without the canals.
Yeah.
So, and
It's a great thing. You've come back now with a group of friends and just kind of what's your feeling being on campus and seeing everything new?
I got the full tour the last time I was here, and it's very impressive, and I love the fact that that Richland, if you want to call it the Johnstown area, can thrive around the campus. That really means a lot to me because I lived in downtown Johnstown when I was in my senior year, and it was funky and it was kind of neat, and we used to say it was existential, but I don't know how much of my neighborhood is still, it was groovy. It was groovy in the sense that there were a lot of hippies around and a lot of
What neighborhood
mellow
was it?
people. Moxham,
Okay, Moxham.
yeah.
Yeah, Moxham's the city is hurting.
Yeah.
And there's just no way around it. Certainly, because your
Yeah.
senior year would have been 76, so the 75 and 76. 77 flood.
Oh yeah,
certainly-
yeah. No,
certainly impacted.
I was gone. I was long gone.
Yeah,
by
that
then.
certainly impacted the city and stole coal and still leaving. And,
Yeah.
and population's down. But like you said, well, we look and say the city proper is down. Richland's somewhere around like 17,000 people live in it around the campus.
Yeah, it's
Airport, shopping mall, all this amenities.
yeah.
And I think a big part of it is UPJ.
Well, yeah, of course, it's a big anchor. I mean, in terms of it's like giant department stores, hospitals, and a campus is a huge anchor for business. So it really means a lot to this economy to have this campus here and to have it thriving, and that gets me excited. I really like to see that.
Well, we try our best, and I think it's kind of cool that a certain number of years was going to call it that after you took Chaucer.
Yeah,
It's still offered, and I took it.
yeah.
and I'm pretty sure it's still offered today.
Connect.
So pretty
Yeah.
fun. Newt, thank you for coming on and spending some time with us.
Okay, thanks. And I do want to give a shout out
Please.
to four professors who really opened my mind up and taught me how to think. And they were kind of like a miracle to me. But one was Dr. Vincent Kohler, and he got me reading like countless books that I never thought I would read as much as I did before I met him. And Charles Darr, who was just a phenomenal mind can opener,
Yeah.
I guess I would say. Fred Fornoff, a writing teacher, really taught me how to focus my writing and just taught me how to be free with words. And of course, Carol Grimes, who was Dr.
yeah.
Carol Grimes, who was head of the department at the time I was there, and I mean, she was just terrific. I mean, and Dick Strojan, who I had with Southern Writers, and I had another like short story course or something. He was excellent, and I tried to stay in touch with Vince over the years, and succeeded up until a couple years ago. But other than that, I have my best friends are from here, and that's why I'm here today is to really yuck it up with my best friends.
And we're going to let you get back to it. And I appreciate it. And it's nice to hear because some of those names I knew when I knew Carol. And
Yeah.
So these are folks that are really great to have. So thanks again for being on the show. And I want to talk to you all later. The Tuck Shop podcast is recorded live on the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown campus. Update your contact information with us by visiting johnstown.pitt.edu/alumni. Connect with us online via Facebook and LinkedIn, or consider donating to the university at that's giveto.pitt.edu/giveupj.
This has been a production of Quantum Wave Media. Views expressed do not necessarily reflect the opinion of the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown.